Michael, reset this for us. What is it that you're offering the people of Victoria here that would be perhaps not conventional treatments for mental health issues?
Well, I'm hoping in 15 years it will be the standard, and I do believe that with all my heart. Bioidentical hormones will become the standard. I was just yesterday with Dr. Ron Brown in Edmonton, and he's the head gynecologist there, and he gets referrals from all the other gynecologists for the cases they can't solve, and he solves them with bioidenticals. And so it is changing. It's much more, sorry, people walking by. It's much more regular in the States as well as Europe. It's just Canada's a bit slow with getting up to date with the newest technologies and treatments, including the neurointegrator, which I had a surfing accident, knocked myself out, and didn't understand why I couldn't focus as well. And it went on for 4 years, and I had more anxiety and wasn't just feeling myself. And one of the doctors brought this neurointegrator to my attention when we were at an anti-aging convention in Las Vegas, and he was blown away with it. And so I ordered it in, and we started practicing with it, and I did 20 sessions, and it was the best thing I've ever done in my life.
What's a session like? What do you do?
Well, you watch a movie. You watch a movie, and
well, that's the movie one, okay.
Yeah, and the movie will go in and out of focus if your brain is not in the right frequency. So as the brain functions, you have neural pathways, and they become myelinated with it's kind of like a greased sheet along the nerve, and the more you have an electrical current through there, aka a thought, when you think, it sends electrical current through that nerve, and it becomes everything becomes more slicker. So you'll have more, it'll be easier for you to have that same thought the more you have that thought. And so typically with depressed patients, they will have the same negative thought over and over and over. I read a study that 95% of all your thoughts are the same throughout the day. We are creatures of habit. And so if you're constantly thinking depressing thoughts, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, this and that, those pathways become superhighways of electrical currents. So with the neurointegrator, it's actually forcing your brain to use different pathways to counteract those negative pathways. The same that drugs do. So drugs will block the electrical current via drugs to counteract that issue. So with the neurointegrator, though, it's kind of like going to the gym. If you go to the gym and you work out those muscles, you're going to get your muscles are going to become stronger. Same thing with your brain. Your brain is amazing. It can heal itself. All we're doing is giving it the tools to do that.
How much did you pay for the neurointegrator?
I paid about $20,000, and you get for my treatment.
But the machine itself was $20,000, yeah.
Something like that. But then it comes with all the training. You need the doctors, and you need all the people involved like that. So that's kind of why it's not as popular. Talking to Jeff Courtnall the other day too, and he's involved with the neurointegrator as well, and it's really helped a lot of athletes with head injuries as well. And like I said, I've done a lot of really cool biohacking things over the year, and the neurointegrator was top of the barrel.
How much do you charge for sessions?
Well, lately I've been doing a lot of charity for people because I believe in it so much and I want to help. So I've offered it to Kuba Holmes and Kevin Briel and Michael Landsberg and whoever. I'm trying to get the word out to help people to do it. But typical sessions, I believe off the top of my head, are around $170.
Okay, let's bring a listener in. Hi, Stephen. You're on CFAX 1070.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to get into trouble now for two reasons. First and foremost, what about the cause of all these problems? Now, we're talking about head injuries, etc. I've just heard mentioned. I'm all in favour of technology and improving techniques, etc., etc. But I believe that where a lot of the mental conditions are concerned, the breakdown of the family unit, plus the fact that closing of the mental homes over the years have led to an awful lot of problems. Once upon a time, when people had upheavals of various kinds, they got together with the family, they kicked it around and sorted it all out. And then if somebody really needed help, they were institutionalized. Now, certain people don't like this. They believe you can integrate certain people with mental problems. Well, some you can, some you can't. I remember this from my time in England. We had an area where there were 5 large mental homes. They were very professionally run. They covered a huge area, and I hardly remember seeing anybody on the street who could be said to have a mental condition. It keeps coming up in our courts, too. People have mental problem. Well, why on earth did we close those mental homes? But what can we do about the breakdown of the family unit? This is basic medical practice. It's a cause. So kudos to people who are developing technology, etc., etc. But let's get back to the roots and keep people that need help off the streets, because they're a danger to themselves, they're a danger to others, and they're prey to all kinds of unpleasant people around.
Thank you, Stephen. Thanks for your
the
comments.
opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for calling. It does speak to, Michael, to some of the other discussions we've been having here on CFAX earlier this week in terms of all manner of talks about mental health issues, and Stephen taking it back to core issues. Do you find that some of the technologies rather that you're dealing with, are they for people who have minor mental illnesses or major mental illnesses? Any word on that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a big movement right now with, it's a term called biohacking, and so I don't know if you remember the movie Limitless with Brad Cooper in it, but it's basically he took a pill to make his brain use all of his possible neurons so that he was able to do wondrous things, almost like a superhero. And so there is people that are trying to have an edge, whether it's mental acuteness or just being healthier, bigger, faster, stronger type. But there's also the people that really have problems that we can help as well. And so I think I definitely agree with the last speaker, Stephen, there. I've researched a lot about this, and there is overwhelming evidence showing the foods we eat, the processed foods and the pesticides and all the new foods, it's really causing havoc on our hormones, which is causing havoc on our nutrient level, which is causing havoc on our overall function, including obviously our brain.
All right, so back to the roots. Let's bring Scott in. Hi, Scott. You're on CFAX.
I have a question. I want to know if it's Michael, right?
Yes.
Michael, yes.
I'd like to know, Michael, if you think this has the thing that you're using on the brain, the
neurointegrator. Yeah, it's a tongue tire.
Do you think it would have any help for people with severe chronic migraines?
That's a good question. I would have to look into that. I know the hormones do. I would imagine there would be benefit. More of the more surprising benefits of the neurointegrator are more to do with ADHD, depression, fibromyalgia. I'd have to look into that, though, further for you.
Thanks for your call, Scott. Is this stuff all approved, Michael, or where does that stand in terms of...
Absolutely. Wikipedia. It's been around for decades.
So there's no issue with Health Canada or
Nope.
anybody else? This is all legal
Nope.
to do? And so who's behind the neurointegrator? When you say that you paid about 20 grand for this machine and you bring people in and doctors and the like, where are they all from?
Where all who from? We're all from Victoria.
So in terms of the people that train you on the neurointegrator, they're Victorians as well?
No, they're from the States, California.
Mm-hmm. And what's your client base like now?
It's tricky getting people aware of how great this is. We're kind of a society where we demand everything to be free and paid for by the government. We don't take any responsibility for anything new or different that, we're not thinking for ourselves enough. We're not looking into other countries and seeing how different therapies are working. And we have a mentality where it has to be free.
Well, I think if you're looking at paying $170 a session, people are, They're curious about it. Let's bring Dawn in the conversation. Hi, Dawn. You're on CFAX.
This question may have been asked. I just came in. Would this work for epileptics and people with seizures?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And you do have proven stats on that sort of thing. Where would we go to find out the efficacies and proven results from past?
Good question.
Well, the beauty of the internet nowadays is you can Google all of that yourself.
Michael, if you're suggesting that people come and use your services, it does raise the question as to what you can provide in terms of backing this up. Thanks, Don.
Totally.
And what
totally? There's tons of studies on it. I mean, I use Wikipedia for most people because as a pharmacist, they'll educate themselves when they come into, they've researched a lot of what they're already doing. And so, medical treatments have changed now because people are much more aware due to the internet of what is out there and what the studies and the efficacy is. And so it's good to educate yourself and make up your own mind before you do procedures like this.
Okay, and you're going to be at the Ageless Living Expo?
Absolutely.
Where and when?
It's going to be fun this year. So it's at March. It's at the Bay Center, actually. So it's both floors of the Bay Center for the expo in the day, and then it's going to blend into a gala awards night. I've got some surprise speakers coming as well. I've got lots of neuroscience people coming to talk about nutrients in the brain, and we're also going to have displays and demonstrations of the neurointegrator and a lot of really cool advances in anti-aging.
Okay, people can check out the neurointegrator then. Thanks for being on the show, Michael.
Thank you very much for having me.
All the best. We've been talking to Michael Forbes, president of the Forbes Group.